Hi, good morning. So I just want to take a little bit to drink my coffee before I went on my morning run. A couple of the kids are going to go with me, and the world's starting to descend in chaos, and everybody's stressing about how the grocery stores are, absent this and absent that, etc., etc. Where am I going to get my food? Where am I going to get my next batch of toilet paper? So it's around this time where everything that I've done, it just really pays off. Having a little bit of peace of mind during something like this, that I have made preparations beforehand and I have prepared. It takes a lot off of your stress levels. I'm still going to work. I have a feeling I'll probably keep going to work throughout this entire thing. I would love to have some time off. The thing on Facebook that I get is how everyone's stuck at home and they're bored. But I have so much stuff to do around here that I need a couple months off to get everything done. So I would stay busy if I could, stay at home, which isn't the case. And I don't think will be throughout this entire time. These dogs, man, they just want pet. It's alright, chill out, I will pet you. Alright. So it's around this time that I think maybe a lot of people might be under the impression that because someone is, able to grow their own food off of their land and have, plenty to eat. So I have the impression that maybe a lot of people think during this time, like somebody, like myself and many others out there, that, canned foods and garden and have a lot of food stored up and, basically know how to hunt or to raise livestock and butcher it. That right now we're just sitting around, drinking coffee all day and hanging out. And that's just not true. If you're truly the type of person that likes to prepare and be on top of things and take care of your family in the worst of situations, that's the last thing that you're doing right now. I'm taking a little coffee break before I go on my run. But, I was up at 5:30 this morning, and so, obviously I slept in a little bit till 5:30. It's Saturday morning, I've been working all week, so you have the stress of work, plus you have all of this stuff that's going on. So I slept in a little bit on this Saturday morning, got up at 5:30, spent some time with my son. He's setting his bouncy while I edited my last video. If you want to check that out, I just uploaded it. Hope to put this one in probably tonight. So I worked on that. I checked my emails, just stuff that I needed to do, and hung out with my son, like I said. And I'm about to go on a run. The kids have gotten up. It's just daylight out here. I'm gonna go on this run before I do some morning chores. But like last night until dark, I was planting seeds out in the garden. Anything that I could think of that I could plant that has a really quick turnaround, such as radishes, turnips, a bunch of different types of lettuces, kale, things that are highly nutritious, and also things that are done in 45 days. You can harvest them in 45 days or less. And also we're still going to probably see a couple frost, so I couldn't plant anything that dies by frost. So I went through the seeds after work, and I come up with those things to plant in the garden. And I'm running around, it's muddy, I'm tilling in the mud. I actually went with a shovel and turned over the dirt just so that I could till it, because it was a little bit drier about 6 inches down. So I went with a shovel and I dug up the dirt, and I dug it up, flipped it over, and got the dry side up, and I could till that. Also, I don't know if you've seen my last video, but my tiller was broken, so I had to put the thing back on, and I was going to tape that and show how it was done, but I mean, I was just running all over the place because I just feel like there's so much more stuff that needs to be done, and I feel like in times like this, it's my personal responsibility to keep, my own family having food, but also I feel a sense of urgency to try to have enough, as much as I can possibly grow, because I know that if we're stuck in our homes for a prolonged period of time, that my neighbors are going to run out of food. I have a large subdivision about 2 miles away. I'm kind of out here by myself. I have a few other neighbors, 2 or 3 other neighbors within a mile, but 2 miles away is a pretty large subdivision. Fairly large, not huge, but they probably have, I don't know, 3 dozen houses. So they might need food, and so I feel like I need to grow as much as I possibly can so that if they need it, I can help them out, And so I just wanted to kind of give that message out to a lot of different people, that it's a stressful time, but you can help alleviate a small amount of it if you live this lifestyle. And so that's kind of why I make these videos. I encourage people to start living more sustainably, not depending on everyone else to do everything else for you. Take a little bit of responsibility for yourself. Thomas Jefferson, he dreamed of a utopia, and his idea, his version of this utopia was that everybody had, their own plot of land, and that they grew their own food, and they were responsible for that food. And the people around them, their neighbors and such, that may or may not have a bad crop, that the neighbors around them would grow extra to, subsidize them. And that was sort of the welfare system. And I know it's not a perfect setup by any means, but at least every single person had a little bit of an understanding of how to garden, how to harvest things, how to grow, or raise a couple rabbits or a couple chickens or whatever it might be, just to have enough. And I'm not saying everyone should do that, but I am saying everyone should take a little bit of responsibility for themselves. Take a little bit of responsibility from where you're. I mean, you can't survive without food. You can survive 21 days without food, but so why would you take that so lightly? I mean, yeah, the odds of us having this happen are really low, but here it is in our face. And while we all want to think it's going to get better, and I do believe it will get better quickly, for the most part, I mean, I hope that it may not, and it may not be the last time. So I kind of hope this wakes everyone up to think that, maybe you should feel a little guilty when it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday and you just get out of bed and you're in pajamas until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You play video games for hours on end, and you basically accomplish absolutely nothing. My kids want to do that. I don't allow that. I'm not like as strict as it may seem, but I just don't think that that's the way humans were designed to live. I don't think that's the way we should raise our kids to live. I don't think that we should lead by example that way, because you're accomplishing nothing. And take a little bit of personal responsibility for your own food supply, for your own abilities, your skill levels. I mean, you should be proud of the skills. You should be confident of the skills. We're human beings, and we evolved to live off of the environment that we're put in. So if you drop yourself in the middle of the woods, we should be able to survive, hypothetically. But we all know that's not true for most of us. It would be a struggle for me, and I've been doing, I've been reading up, researching, going on little trips and stuff for the better part of my entire life to prepare myself for this. I've lots of training, and I put myself through a lot of different stuff, as far as like camping primitively and just things like that. But it's a struggle. It is, and that's why they call it survival, not happy rainbow time, because it's hard. So you should put your body through a little bit of challenge every single day. If you think the most challenging part of your day is to put on pants, you're probably a little bit too soft. And I'm not putting anybody down or saying sitting on a mountain like I'm high and mighty by any means, but I would like America to wake up, and I would like people to start taking more responsibility for themselves. And I say this not because I'm like angry at the world at all by any means. I say this because I know that it'll make people who don't feel good about their lives feel better about their lives, and I want to spread that to as many people as I can. So if you stumbled upon my channel for some reason, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get this one to grow. I have another one called Doneth Outdoors, and you can subscribe to that if you really like hunting. That's primarily the focus is hunting, fishing, and outdoor type stuff on that channel. But I didn't want to mend the two. This has a different audience, I think. But if you haven't subscribed yet, I would appreciate it. If you like this video, I would appreciate it if you just hit the little like button. If you want to see more videos, this is an unusual video for me. Most of the time I do a vlog and I do how-tos. So if you want to learn this and you're motivated now, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and it should pop up whenever I put a new video on. I'm not saying every video I make or I know everything about everything, but I've been doing this a while, and if I can spread a little bit of that information out, then great. So like I said, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed, and thanks for staying tuned with this video, and please stay safe, stay healthy, and don't panic, okay? It'll be all right. We'll get through it. We're Americans. We're not only Americans, but we're human beings. We've survived a lot worse, okay? So just support each other, and we will get through this.